we can make a start. I can see somebody's viewing, which is brilliant. First of all, everybody that's been holding on there for us, I do apologise. We've had some technical issues with the page, and I don't know if it's the settings on the actual page, so we'll resolve that for the next one. And we're going to give Miss England, Dr. Bhasha, some more time for sure, but we don't have that much time, so I just want to make the most of what we've got. I just want to thank everybody for listening in, and everyone knows why we do this. Dr. Bhasha, Mukherjee, Miss England, is here with us today to talk about herself and hopefully inspire loads of different people. So Dr. Bhasha, I know we started with some preferences earlier. I want to run through them very, very quickly again, and then we're going to go straight on to yourself and your career and how you got into what you got into. So preferences, we spoke about read a book or watch a movie.
Movies.
Talk or text.
Talk.
Holiday, relaxed or action packed.
Relax. Yeah.
Relax. Yeah. Bollywood or Hollywood.
Bollywood.
Nice. French fries or home cooked potato chips?
I'm going to change my mind and I'm going to go for home cooked chips.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Depending on whose home it is, though.
Oh.
Yeah, let's go for home cooked. At least you can choose what type of chips you can have then.
No, exactly. All right, Dr. Bhasha, let's go straight into it, because I know we're conscious of time, and I'm hoping we'll give you some more time again and get you back on the show. I mean, talk to me about when you were younger. Am I right in saying you were born in India and you came across to the UK?
I was born in India and I spent my first 9 years there, and I moved to the UK like around that time as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I was what you'd call an ugly Betty. Actually, I look like a boy.
Behave yourself, really?
From where I started to where I am now, there's been transformation. That's all I can say.
Okay. And how old were you when you moved to the UK?
About 9 or 10 years old.
Okay. And when you moved to the UK, did you ever? I mean, who was your role model? Who did you want to be like?
I don't think I actually had an actual role model. I think I didn't really know who I wanted to be till probably my late teens. So
Right.
I was a very bookish kid, and I really loved reading and things like that. I was very nerdy. So I just focused on that world of like books and imaginary friends and all that stuff, really.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, you've had a sterling career already. I mean, you're pretty young and you've done so much already. And when you came across to the UK, did you ever think you'll go into pageantry?
Never, not at that age, at all, because as I said, I look like a little boy. I don't think I really started thinking about it till probably I had started modeling already, and that was well into my teens, like 16, 17, when I was already doing modeling. And even then, it took me years to actually do pageants and stuff.
Yeah. And how did you know when you were ready? I mean, you went and you are our current Miss England. And long-standing, and I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I assume it's a very, very stressful, tense process going through and competing against other people trying to get that crown.
It can be, but I think what makes it really enjoyable as a process is that you always come out a winner, because you're preparing so much and you learn so much in the process. You build so much of your CV, especially now with Miss England, Miss World as well. There's a huge requirement to actually do networking, to do charity work, raise awareness funds. You work on your public speaking skills. So actually, you're constantly developing yourself. It almost becomes like this journey that you go on, and in the end you come out so much more confident, and you just have I think you have a better net worth at the end of doing any pageant, personally.
Yeah, yeah, and I can imagine. I wouldn't be able to go through that process myself. I don't think I'd ever win a Miss England or Miss Universe or anything like that. So there's no danger there for me. But I mean, I've tried to do a bit of research in the background to see how actually complicated it is, because I didn't realise that it can actually you're learning so much through the whole process. And you're right, you're self-developing yourself through the whole process. I mean, there's more to it, right? I mean, you started your charity at a young age. Talk to me about was it Ridge
The
Generation
Generation
Ridge?
Bridge project.
Yes. Talk to me about how did that come about? I mean, you was what, 17 when that happened? You had your charity at
Yeah, I was still in school. I was in year 13, 16, 17, I think it must have been. Yeah, so 17 probably. Yeah, something like that. Can't remember now. All the numbers get mixed up. I started it because when you are applying for medical school, you actually have to show that you've done a lot of charity work and stuff. So I was already volunteering with various different like hospices, hospitals, etc. And I was already doing that, but a lot of my friends were struggling to find that work experience. At that time there was far fewer opportunities to actually show things on your CV. And I really enjoyed spending time with elderly people at the hospital. It really made me think, well, hold on, these elderly people, they love having young people around. They love having someone to talk to. But there are so many barriers in hospitals and other places to actually allow that bridging of the gap. And, there is a massive generation gap, in fact, between the young people and elderly people. And I thought, well, if a group of us all got together and we actually organized events where we actually had, time that we would dedicate to that, it could really work well. So that's how it started. And then obviously at the time I started it with my friends who also needed work experience. But then it moved on to then me sort of giving other younger people work experience. I give them job references and stuff like that. And actually they develop themselves in the process of doing the Generation Bridge project. And so it becomes something that they can show for at their work or university. And it's usually post-16 students. So I work with schools essentially, and at the same time we're also doing something for the elderly people.
That's amazing, absolutely amazing. So there's loads, and you got there young. I mean, it's quite inspiring that you came across to the UK, started afresh at a young age. You picked up, you've gone through the process, and you're clearly intelligent, right? I've heard about your IQ, so I'm not going to test your IQ today. I had a quiz prepared, but I don't think I'm going to do it today because of the timings. I'd rather get to know you as a person. There's a short video as well. I've been out there talking to people about you, people that you've been involved around, to say, okay, so what is she about? Tell me about her. That's probably why you got a message from your kickboxing coach, because I contacted him and said, look, what is she like? And send me a message, or come on. And he sent me a message. So I'm going to play it to you. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'll play it to you now. It's not long, so hopefully. And I'm sure he won't mind being,
he's amazing. I mean, I'm so lucky to have him as part of Miss England. That's one of the things that happened, having my own sensei. I love watching the Karate Kid films and stuff. So
tell me if you can see it.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay.
Hi guys, just making a quick video for Bhasha, Mukherjee, the current Miss England. Just want to say a few points from my perspective. I mean, I saw her on one of my friends' music videos, and from there, we just kind of start talking about Bhasha and how we work with her. And then there was an occasion when she approached me and she said, can I train? Can I give her private tuition? And I thought, yes, why not? So, she seemed very, very, humble, always smiling, very easy to work with. So I started and I thought, will she last? She just do a few lessons and say it's too hard. So, give up. But she was very, very dedicated, I must admit, very dedicated indeed. And, I put her through her paces. I made her do some very hard martial arts training, a lot of hard exercises, MMA exercises, and she just did them went through them, like it was nothing for her. She was fit, I must admit, because of her training as a dancer. So yeah, she was amazing to work with. She's got great flexibility, I must admit. I think that comes from her dance. I was very impressed with the flexibility, and I think working with her, I realized she's a very, very giving individual. She's very giving, always willing to help out, wherever she can. And she's I think she worked very hard when she won the Miss England title. She wanted to work with a lot of charities. She did a lot of charity work, and I think her aim was to travel to India, Southeast Asia, start her charity work there, and then work across the world and do as much as she can, for Miss England. And but when she was Miss England, kind of use that opportunity, use that platform to kind of work with a lot of different charities across the world, but which was cut short because of COVID, obviously, and she had to come back and start working as a doctor to help people, who had COVID-19 in hospital. So she's not just a pretty face, and she's a future black belt. She's a future black belt here at Combat Kinetics. She does work hard. I don't treat her any different. She doesn't have any kind of easy lessons. It's always hard lessons. And she actually works hard. She's one of the hardest workers in the room. That's one thing I like about her. She's always working hard individually as a team, and she's always asking questions how to improve. And she's very humble and very down to earth. That's one of the main reasons I started to work with her initially. Even when I did a few lessons, I thought she's a very, very humble, very down to earth person, and I can work with her. I can give her my time, and we're very happy to have her. I think everybody here at Combat Kinetics gets on with her. She's a great asset to our Combat Kinetics family, and we're lucky to have her. So, we wish her all the best. She'll be passing her crown on to someone else in a few months' time, and I hope, she's actually raised the bar in Miss England, and I hope, they can kind of meet her standard. But yeah, anyway, just want to say thank you to Bhasha for being part of our team and for us to be able to work with her. Thank you and best wishes, Bhasha.
So I mean, are you gonna challenge him to a fight for getting your name? Like, keep calling you Bhasha instead of Bhasha?
He's known me this long and he still calls me that. But it's okay. We've just actually filmed, like just a week ago, we just finished filming some self-defense content after Sarah Everard's situation. We wanted to create some awareness about self-defense. So thank you for showing me that. That was lovely.
No, he's an absolutely brilliant guy. He had some positive stuff to say about you, and you know what? It genuinely. It shows your character, the person, the sort of person you are, and it shows how authentic you are as a person, and it's really important, right? And it's usually, it's from my perspective, it's good to get a third person's perspective. And you know what? The reality is you can tell he's a black and white sort of guy. He's gonna put you through the paces. He's gonna treat you as he treats everyone else, and there's no special privileges just because you're Miss England. And he's only got positive things to say about it, which is brilliant. So I wanted to share that with you. I want to spend a few minutes now, and I know we don't have too long. I'm hoping we can just try and cover this topic. Is you've done your pageantry. I had a conversation. I mean, I saw something on news about the Sri Lankan stuff that was going on about I don't know if you saw it, but we're going to leave that subject for now. I want to talk about your prevention campaign, and the work that you're doing with the NHS. What's all that about, and what message are you trying to get out there to people?
So one thing that most people, if you win a title like Miss England, especially that is tied with Miss World, a large part of your journey becomes about raising awareness about a specific topic and having a project, a social project. So my project was health education, and I chose diabetes, type 2 diabetes prevention as my main topic. And as I have, what I thought I knew as a medical student, I thought I knew a lot more than the public. I feel like I learned even more going on this journey, working with actual like Diabetes UK and, hospitals, etc. Diabetes is so prevalent in South Asians. This, of course. everybody has a family member who's got type 2
I
diabetes.
haven't got it yet, by the way. I haven't
Diabetes,
got it yet. I haven't got it yet.
you haven't,
Not
but
yet.
you know, and for me, it was shocking that 90% of all diabetes is type 2 diabetes, and that is a preventable illness.
Wow.
It's in the top 5 pillars in the whole world, pretty much. And almost the main problem that is connected with diabetes, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, metabolic syndrome, that is connected to high blood pressure, stroke, kidney failure, blindness, losing limbs, disability. Everything is linked to that same problem. Okay, so I learned so much in the process. And would you be shocked? You'd probably be shocked to know that, Shaz, you probably are actually diabetic. You just don't hit the numbers yet. Everybody is diabetic or in that scale somewhere. Okay, and if you carry on in the lifestyle, 100% somewhere down the line we will develop it. You've already probably got signs of it, and that's what I discovered about myself, that even at my age I've got signs that few years down the line I will develop diabetes. So that's why I try to raise awareness about prevention of this illness, mainly lifestyle related, but yeah.
Are you okay to carry on for a few more minutes, or do you need to? Yeah. So we talk about diabetes, and what we're going to do is we're going to share your social media channels, pages, your TikTok, your Instagram. You've got a massive social following, which is absolutely brilliant, and it allows you and it gives you a platform to talk about these sort of things, right? What's your, I mean, for people that are listening, then, I mean, what's your kind of your message to the people that are listening to you? Because I mean, I've got a sweet tooth, right? I'm good. You know what? I probably have. You're probably right. I'm already probably diabetic, and I'm not going to tell anyone. I've eaten 3/4 of a big cake, and I blame one of the guys that I'm watching on here. Zulfikar. He dropped off a cake to me a couple of days ago, and I think I've eaten 3/4 of the cake myself in 2 days, which is I'm done. I think So what's your message to everybody? I mean, what is that prevention? What can people be doing to try and help themselves?
One thing I realized was that, you know, one thing that I really truly believe in is that when doctors or people teach, it can prevent the need to treat. You know, a large part of prevention is about that education, that repetition of the message. And it's not enough for just teachers to do it, just doctors to do it, just pharmacists to do it. We need to pass that message forward. Everyone needs to not just listen passively and just forget about it just there and then, but that message to be embedded and for that to translate into an action. You need to see one, do one, teach one. Is something that I learned at medical school, that to really, really have something become a part of your life, not only do you need to actually see the content, so actually change the content that you're actually seeing, you have to actually do it. So start practicing in your real life. But the next step that really consolidates it is to pass that knowledge forward. Everybody can teach. Everybody. Nobody needs to be an expert to teach something simple. A simple message, just pass it forward. That is how humans have evolved and come to this point. So that's what I say. See one, do one, teach one. And by that consolidation process, you will start to see that you're not going to be able to just eat food mindlessly or not go a day without working out, because you're constantly repeating that message, and our brain doesn't like to do something and say something else.
100% agree. And you know what, if you look at the comments there, you got a stream of people following and agreeing with what you're saying, and I'm totally with that. I take it, right, I mean, you'd be a scary GP, just like you scare the hell out of me. I'm not coming to see you. What's next for Bhasha then? What's in your plans? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to take everything that you've done, from Miss England, competing for Miss World? I mean, and all the doctorate. I mean, you're a junior doctor working in a hospital, in the doing. What's next for Bhasha?
I mean, it's very difficult, given the fact that we all made plans before COVID, and COVID pretty much ruined everything for everybody. But you know, my passion is the health education side of things. I do want to pursue general practice, GP. I see myself as a generalist, and I think, you know, given the fact that I've already had some sort of a role in media, I want to carry that on. because that role in media is not just about fame, it's a platform, it's more eyes looking, more voices, more, you know, ears listening. So that message that I have, I will be able to pass that forward to more people that way. So yes, I would like to work in media more, continue my work in media as a doctor. And as I say, I'm really passionate about teaching. So I will be going into medical education, hopefully, fingers crossed. And more than anything else, I like teaching the public. So I'll be finding you. If you don't want to even listen to me, I'll probably find you and teach you something.
No. Well, what we're going to do is we've got next week, we've got the UK, UK Asian Film Festival director and team, hopefully on next week. And I'm hoping to bring everybody together at some point and create a massive network so we can help pass and communicate these sort of messages. So I'm hoping to bring you into this sort of conversation. So that'd be wonderful. I know you're a bit of a poet as well. I know you like write. I've got another piece of it. It's only a couple of minutes, and we'll watch that. And then if you've got time, if you ain't got time, we'll close and we'll bring you back in. I want to share it because I watched it and I actually watched it 3 or 4 times. So I just want to share it with everybody that's watching. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And this is something that it's called Halo, Invisible Halo.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to play this, guys. Just let me know if you can see my screen. I'm trying new things every day, so let's see what happens. Oh, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Cool.
The beeping of the nurse alarm never ceases. Through every passing hour of every day in respiratory, it is becoming part of the background noise, a prerequisite element of the ward history. The query COVID ward never sleeps, the busiest ward in any hospital you've seen. Ward rounds were no less than war grounds, even on the days before COVID-19. The nurses here play musical chairs, as longer than minutes, no one sits still. And yet the ward carries on, amidst exhaustion and often flailing will. She left a crying child at home. He left behind an anxious elderly mother. She left a loving, comfortable home for the comfort of the loved of another. They've watched their friends and colleagues burn, and yet walk right into the pits of fire, every minute, every hour of every day, neglecting their own need and desire. Breaking, faking courage and morale, every day they're wiping sweat beads, holding each other up as their own willpower crumbles, continuing duties, following fate's lead. Every day is a deathly gamble of dodging death or the deadly disease. With every day they fight fearless, confronting perils with smile and ease. Masks, pennies, and plastic gloves is all that's between them and their destiny. But boldly they strive and stride on forward, unstoppable, unafraid, like a mutiny. Yes, even amidst the noisy nebulizers, ventilators, and rattle of the annoying ward telephone, you still hear jokes, laughter, and juicy gossip, and the assurance you are not alone. Every nurse, every doctor, or cleaner or porter, or any key worker on earth at this time, wears an invisible crown and halo for a sacrifice so sublime. To all the fallen heroes, and to all that fight on, and to those waiting at home patiently, every one of you is a reason for our battle, and the very cause for a final victory.
Wow, that is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Did you write that yourself?
I wrote it.
Yeah.
I filmed it on my one day off at work, and actually the editing was done by Shaz.
What was it? Okay. Yeah, no doubt. He's absolutely brilliant at his editing. I'd like to say learn from me, but clearly not. He's teaching me. No, you know what? That's absolutely brilliant. I'm hoping we can get you back on again. Maybe we'll get you in as part of a panel on a few you know, from a doctory and medical side of things. So I want to explore that a little bit more with people. I want to help your campaign and share, you know, all the positive messages and vibes that you're sharing out there. For everybody that's listening, please do go on and look for Dr. Bhasha Mukherjee. Join a TikTok, join a Instagram, join a Facebook. We've just worked out Facebook today. It's to be honest with you, we were struggling to get the broadcast going, and I'm sure we've lost views because of that. But what we'll do is we'll record this and we'll load this back onto the page so people can see it. I want to put through a quiz, but we don't have time. So I'm going to hold on to that till next time. Have you got any final messages, Dr. Bhasha, to the people listening?
Well, I want to say thank you, Shaz. We made something work at the end. Obviously, it wasn't ideal in how we wanted it, but I think this is great what you're doing, because everybody has something to share. That's something I believe in. As I said, everybody can teach something, and everybody has their own life experiences, and this is such a beautiful way to get those messages out there.
Yeah, no, brilliant. Thank you very much for your time, Doctor. I'm going to call you Doctor from now on. I'm not going to call you by your name, but thank you for making time for us. And again, apologies, it's taken us 40 minutes to get going, but we will correct that. We'll find out what happened and we'll work it out. So thank you for your time. And for everybody that's listened, thank you. For everybody that's listened, we're going to continue this on as we've been doing. And please do share the page, like the page, follow the page, not for the purpose of building. And there's no, like I said, there's no monetary reasons or anything. We just want to share and inspire people, and you know, give people a platform to come on. The bigger the group, the more people that we can share the message with. If anybody knows and wants to get involved or knows of somebody, just get in touch with me that you feel like they've got a message or a story to tell. More than happy to listen. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and message me if there's anything that you want to talk about, and follow Dr. Bhasha Mukherjee. Brilliant. Take care. Thank you, everyone.